Hey guys, just wanted to make a little video that is a plot diagram review for writing your realistic fiction. If you are a bit confused when I say things like inciting incident or conflict or resolution, this is a really good video to watch. It'll hopefully be pretty short, but it should be pretty explanatory. So this is our story map. You guys have seen this, we've worked with it, and now we are writing our story using this or something like it. But the plot is really just the action of the story. So it's that series of events that happens, and this specific map is just a way for us to keep track of the actions in our story to make sure that we are following the pattern that usually unfolds in short stories, which are in these 5 steps. So the first part is the exposition. This is your scene number 1. This is where you set the foundation for your story. It's where you include your characters, your setting, and then the situation is revealed. This is really where the background is given for your reader so that they don't have a whole bunch of lingering questions about who is the story about and where is this taking place. They are kind of able to at least picture a setting, for example, a movie theater, and then they are at least given the main character's name. So Robbie, or they know that there is a main character, and maybe if it's in first person, their name isn't said yet, but they are at least introduced to them. So that's our exposition. And again, this is your scene 1, which starts out with that really solid lead, and this one can be pretty short, but then it leads us into the inciting incident. The inciting incident is your second scene. It's that really first portion of the story where the conflict or the problem begins. It's where the conflict is revealed. There's again, the problem that your character is going to have to try to solve, or at least is going to have to try to overcome. That is started in the inciting incident, and you do want to get there pretty quickly in your story. You really don't want to linger too long in the setting, otherwise you're going to lose your reader. And when you only have 2 to 5 pages, it's pretty important to get to the conflict right away, so that then you can get to your scenes 3 and 4, which is that rising action. And I like to think about rising action in the sense of rising tension. So you are making the situation get worse for your character as they try to maneuver through the conflict or the problem. So you're really throwing them for loops. You are throwing in the drama, you're throwing in tension, you're really making the situation worse for your character before they are able to make it better. So that's scenes 3 and 4. And that again, that's on your rising action line, which leads us to the climax. And this is really the most intense moment of the story. This is where the tension has been building and building and building. And this is where we recognize as readers that something has to happen to break that tension. There has to be a decision that's made. There has to be um, a, a new understanding of a situation by the main character to kind of break that tension. So the situation reaches a critical point, and it's really very suspenseful for your reader. So that's your scene 5. And again, we're gonna get there because of all the tension that you have been building up in your rising action. So then once we get past the climax, you've now come into what's called the falling action. This is going to be your scene 6. There should be one scene of falling action, and this is where really the events begin to resolve themselves. We recognize that the tension is gone because of a decision that was made or because of a new understanding by the main character. Something happened in your in your climax that really has dissolved that tension, it's dissolved that conflict, and things are beginning to get settled. So that's your scene 6. And then we end with your scene 7, which is the resolution. It really is the ending. It's where you are trying to bring the ending of your story to a very satisfying close for your reader. The questions are answered. There's nothing that's really lingering for your reader. The solution to the problem occurs at the story's end, or at least everything is really wrapped up nice and tight for your character. And again, it doesn't have to be a happy ending, but it does need to be satisfying. So your reader needs to feel like this is a good place that's come to an end without any questions left. So that's our seventh scene, and that ends really the story map or your plot map. If you have any other questions, please let me know. You can email me, you can talk to me in class, but I hope this was just a really good recap so you can dig in and really get into writing your story again. All right, thank you.